Nobody's watching yet, so you can get pets. What is that under there? All right. Oh, I wanted to read these a little bit. All right, guys, here we go. Let me know where you're watching from tonight. Meant to do a live yesterday, but my repairs, I really try. I had 3 repairs scheduled for Monday, and each one was about a 4-hour drive with about a 45-minute drive in between each one. So I was a little ambitious, thinking I was going to get them all done, which I probably would have got them all done, but there's one job I decided it'd be much easier to MIG weld than stick weld. Be a lot faster. So, and it really wasn't like anything super structural. I don't know why in my head I didn't think bring a MIG welder and I was gonna run it with 7018. And yeah, it got super cold. It was like 20 degrees. So, you know, we were outside working and it just sucked. So finally about 7 o'clock at night, I said I'm giving it up for the evening. And yeah, so that's what we did. And now, so anyways, this morning, I came home Monday night, loaded up the truck with the other tools that I needed, left most of the tools I needed on the last job. I know guys kind of go 50-50 on that. Hey, you caught this one. I know a lot of times guys go 50-50 on leaving jobs with tools or leaving tools at job sites, but yeah, for me, I don't know. I don't really have that much of a problem. But anyways, now that we got a few people watching, this morning when I left to go to the job, I stopped by my welding supply store and I picked up 10 blades to go with the Hercules corded bandsaw giveaway that we're giving away on the 7th. So probably sometime, maybe if I sit down dinner or lunch, I don't really know, because it's my birthday, I don't really know what we're going to be doing, but I'll be drawing to see who wins that. Shouldn't take long. You're also going to get a hat. You can either do the beanie style or the ball cap style. You'll get a cup. And then, I think they're right here. Yeah. I'll get your, I'll give you 10 Anson's Welding stickers. So, it's been so long since I bought these, because I thought, man, like I bought 1,000 of them at a time, because I've been giving them out, like jobs, friends, all that kind of stuff. Originally, I was going to put a sticker on all the products we make, but then I thought, well, what's better than a sticker? I'll just do a cutout. So next year, all the products we make, we'll have our Anson's name on it some way. So anyways, somewhere. So anyways, now I just have all these stickers left over. So I'll give you probably 10 of them. Yeah. So you get hat. I think that's everything. Hat. And we have different colors too. We have neon yellow, black, red, blue. I'll let you pick what color you want. If I don't have it stocked, we'll get it made. But yeah, so Yeah, these are the blades I picked, and I don't remember what teeth marking, what the teeth per inch I got. Um, Gosh, and it's not jumping out. I think they're just 14s, which is what most of the metal people will cut probably will be. And I feel like it jumps out at me all the time, and probably now because I'm doing this live, I am just not seeing it. But these ones I like better than the ones you get at Harbor Freight. They seem to last a lot longer. The ones I was getting from Harbor Freight, uh, they like I don't know. I could go through one in a day, and the blade still seems sharp, but it would just bust in half. These, um, I think I have. I think I'm in the second one in my pack, and it's still going strong. Are you asking who I use for like all my hats and stuff? If so, I use a friend of mine. He does it kind of on the side, and I know he hasn't had a lot of time for it recently, or at least so he says. I'm sure he would still do them if I asked, but I have been looking into getting one that I could just do all of our own stuff with. And then I'd probably just have my mom do it because she's retired, and she's always asking me if there's stuff she could do to help because I think she's kind of bored. And 90% of what we do is like super physically demanding, and don't really want to have my retired mom do it. So yeah, I might get an engraver and have her do the hats and the cups and all that stuff. Reason I'm thinking about doing it is because I want to put merch up on a store, whether it's a website or just maybe a Facebook shop, either or. But I want to put merch up onto the store. And if you wanted to buy it, that's cool, great. The merch money would go towards either videos for the channel or giveaways for the channel. So, like if we were gonna do like a mag drill giveaway, I'm not sure how I want to do it. Whereas if I just did like took the profits from merch sales and just when we had the money buy the tool, or is it better to on some giveaways do like $5 entries, so every $5 you spent on some sort of merch gets you an entry into the tool for whatever tool it is. Kind of thinking maybe we do that if we do like bigger things, but for the most part I want our giveaways to be free. We're going to do 2 free giveaways every year, I know for sure. We're going to do Christmas and we're going to do the 4th of July. Right now I'm thinking the 4th of July giveaway tool will be a mag drill, but I'm not 100% certain it won't be a tubing roller. Those are just kind of the 2 tools that I'm looking at buying now, that I might use in the long run. So anyways, to make short story long, that's what I'm thinking. If you wanted something engraved or whatnot, just because I know you're close, I'm sure if I got her a machine, she would be more than happy to do it. And we just figure out cost materials and all that good stuff. But yeah, there it is. Get my glass of water. How's everyone doing tonight? It's Tuesday, but I already feel like it should be Friday. I was in the truck in the truck or working off the truck for 12 hours yesterday, and then man, 12 hours yesterday and 6 hours today. Yeah, 6 hours today because I left fairly early, and then when I got home, I had a guy coming to talk about flatbed. So I pretty much kind of just jumped in the shower, and then it was like I had like a weird like 40 minutes. So I was like, well, what do I do? So I kind of just ate lunch, hung out with the kiddo, and then he got here, and then it was 4 o'clock by the time 4:30 by the time he left. And I was just kind of thinking like, man, I don't what should I do, because it on one hand it doesn't really make a lot of sense to, because I've already showered, I'm cleaned up for the day, to go out into the shop and start working. And it is cold. It was like 25 degrees today and like 22 degrees yesterday. And it's always like those first chilly days that always seem to kind of kick me in the butt, because like you're not used to the cold yet. Like I'm used to 40, 50 degree weather that we have been having. And then as it started getting colder, my wife and I were in southern Indiana for Thanksgiving. So they were still having 40 degrees days, and then we got back up here and it was like in the 20s. So yeah, layers upon layers upon layers. But luckily for me, in all three of the jobs, well, in two of the three jobs that I was doing, it was in a pretty closed area, and it was a lot of welding. So it was really only cold for maybe the first hour. By the time we got things preheated and then just started welding out, everything stayed pretty toasty in there. So that was good. But today was honestly worse than yesterday, because the place I was at, I was a farm, beef farm that I was at today, and like the snow, the ground's not completely frozen yet, and just kind of where I was, it was just like slushy, slippery mud. And yeah, I was filthy by the end of the day. I was so filthy. I had like multiple layers on that I just stripped the top two layers off my top, and then just like rolled them up and threw them in the back of the truck, because they were so filthy I didn't want to get in my truck and drive home with them. But yeah, so it was warm, or it was cold rather. But like Monday night when I was out working, do you know how your toes get cold and they kind of start to hurt? Like I had that all the way through my feet, and then they didn't, like they were still cold by the time I got home, and it was a 30-minute drive. But anyways, that's what it is. But there's always something I like about winter. Just kind of like the hunkering down and getting things, going out, getting things done. I don't know, I've always liked it. Pouring, I'm a big iced tea guy, so pouring that hot tea into a cup, and seeing the heat coming off of it, and firing up, go get all the equipment started in the winter and letting it warm up. I don't know. To me, in winter, when I'm working in the snow, I've learned that I'm moving slower, and it's actually a good thing, because sometimes in the summer, I definitely feel like I work too fast, or I try to move too fast, and then get overwhelmed at the amount of work I have to do, because not only will I be trying to move too fast, trying to do too much, but I'll also be booking too much. Whereas in the winter, I just whenever the snow hits the ground, I naturally dial it back. And I think it's just because I know like traveling takes more. There's greater risk with traveling, so it's like I'm not just going to leave the house for anything. Yeah, all that kind of good stuff. And then, I'll be good for a few months. February, I'll start getting, cabin fever, where the walls feel like they're closing in. But anyways, yeah, so it was like 4:30. And I came in and I just wanted to kind of reorganize the office. Tax season's coming up, so that's going to be a good one to dive into and get all that stuff figured, because a lot of things have changed. And like the first couple of years, I kind of thought, man, the taxes are easy, and now the taxes are, they're a little harder to figure out, like what your tax strategy is. What income do you want to have? What deductions and write-offs? Do we write this off? Do we deduct it? All them kind of things. So this year will be fun. And then I always take the approach, I'm going to go in pretty liberal with my write-offs, meaning I'm going to try to claim everything I possibly can. And my actual tax guy, he looks at them a little more conservative eyes in terms of I think writing this off as a stretch and this off as a stretch. And I always look at it from what I've learned is you'll get some who are like, oh yeah, we'll write off everything you want. And then you'll get some who always kind of want to nitpick it. And for whatever reason, the place we use, they want to walk the line a little bit more. So, I don't know, sometimes I feel like if I go in there kind of like guns blazing with trying to write everything under the sun off, then they get to pick some low-hanging fruit out and feel better about it. And then, at the end of the day, I'm still getting more wrote off than what I thought. I want to, another thing, because we're doing more and more lives, I want to take some time on the lives and answer questions that I've been getting on YouTube. One of them, and I was actually going to sit down and write them out. I wanted to do 3 questions and write them out with who asked, but time got away from me, and it's just kind of what happened. So I didn't get a chance to write them down. But one of them was a guy asked if I could make a video. Actually, I won't even say this guy because I'm not even sure it was a guy. It could have been a girl. But someone asked if I would make a video talking about how to get into welding and then what you need to get into working for yourself, which very common question. I probably get asked that 3 dozen times a year. It was more the first year, I think, because I was new, but now more and more people are always asking. So I'll give you the steps I think you need to take. 1, you need experience. You can't just, I would not recommend going to Harbor Freight or Tractor Supply, buying a welder, and then starting your own business when you've never welded before. So you need experience. I would say 5 years. Whether it's 5 years working in a shop, or it's 2 years of trade school, and then 3 years in a shop. That way you'll just have basic fundamentals. And it doesn't even have to be one shop, or it shouldn't be one shop. So the way I did it was I did a year of school where I learned MIG, TIG, stick, oxyacetylene, plasma cutting, basics on CNC equipment, stuff like that, structural pipe, and then at the end you got to pick what certification you wanted to take. You got one shot at it. I felt after my 1-year class I would have a better chance passing the structural test. So that's what I did, was I ran a structural test, and I ended up with 2 certs. And this is really embarrassing to say as a welder. I don't even really remember what they are, because I've only had to show proof of certification 1 time, and that's for when I re-up my liability insurance policy, because they want to know that I still hold the certification. But I want to say it's 3 and 4G. I have, which is overhead and vertical up for structural. And I didn't do it. I think we ran it with a backer, and it was half inch plate, because that meant you were good on everything, or 1 inch plate, because that meant you were good on everything. It's really sad I don't remember this stuff. Somewhere I actually have a welding textbook that I want to crack open and get back into knowing the specifics of it, because I like that. I like being the specifics kind of guy. But yeah, lives are fun. You get to, I like kind of getting to interact with everyone, and it kind of helps me course correct with what people want to know. Lives and comments. That's what helps course correct me with like if I'm just doing videos about like flatbeds and people want to know like, hey, it's cool how you build them, but how did you get into building them? Like, like I said, course correct. So anyway, so the first step, you need 5 years experience minimum. Second step is you need to file a business, get your license, whatever license your state needs, your license and your insurance. There are so, like, I get that question a lot too. Do I really need insurance? Yes. If you're going to take this seriously, you need insurance. You could run without it. The trouble is, the good jobs, they're going to ask for proof of insurance. They're just gonna. And when you're running a business, you're solving problems with whatever business you do. So you never want to waste time. But you need to have the insurance if you're gonna, with the thought of in 6 months I'm gonna be doing this full time. Let's put it that way. That way all that stuff's already written, done out, and dealt with, and you're just ready to go. And then, so get licensed and insured. 3, start working nights and weekends until your day job or your side hustle is outperforming your day job. I used to say when it outperformed 3 months. Now I say 3 months, 3 to 6 months, assuming you don't have a big season change. So for me, the first 3 months I got was summer, and then like things were great, but then we shifted into winter and everything changed. People weren't out breaking equipment. People weren't out, people were shifting into doing maintenance, and there wasn't as much like going on. So my work dipped. So if I would have waited, kept my day job, and ran 6 months, I would have still had my day job when we hit that dip, and then again could have course corrected. Jack, is the insurance expensive? Insurance is a really large spectrum. So what are you insuring? If you're going to just start out with a $1 million liability policy, a lot goes into it. What certs do you have? They look at, your history. Have you, been flagged a bunch of time for not being safe, things like that. I didn't think it was too expensive. I think I put 40% down, and then the payment on my insurance was like $100 a month starting. And then as I grew, like now we have a $2 million policy. We have and then we have product insurance for some of the more high risk products we sell, and those all go based on like how many of those. There's kind of two things from my understanding that shift it is: A, how many of them products you think you're going to move in a year, and B, what's the threat of life ratio on them products. So if you're building trailer hitches, you're going to have a higher threat to life versus if you're building shelving brackets. You know, it's just going to be different. So is the insurance expensive? I don't really think so. Not for the comfort and jobs it can open you up to. I think it is the best and only way to go. Now, in those months where you're just getting started and you're working to be your own deal, your own gig, what might work is, maybe you're like 6 months where you're equal to your 9 to 5, but you could do the jump, but you want to buy some equipment, so you're going to have more expenses coming up in the next couple months. If you're good with working the hours to keep everything equal, that's fine. If not, you could always look for a part-time job. Now, unless it's like a factory and it's their busy season or whatever, then you maybe you'll be able to find some part-time work. But I've always had good luck finding part-time work if and when I need it with other independent contractors. There's been a number of excavators, land clearing guys that I've offered to help on a day, or like I said in another live, we'll flip houses, things like that. That was all just to kind of like get my bills paid when I knew I was going to be buying equipment, and pay for your equipment in cash. You don't need new stuff. You don't even need the best stuff, but you just need stuff, and you can proceed. You can keep going. So step 1, 5 years experience. Step 2, get licensed and insured. Step 3, work that job until you at least have 3 to 6 months where your side hustle is outperforming your main hustle. Step 4, you kind of look at as the same step as step 3 is, like if you're in 3 months of outperformance, you need to ask yourself what sets you up best for the end of the year or 5 years from now, or however you want to look at it. And to me, that is having a emergency fund. So keep your business expenses and your personal expenses completely separate. I recommend doing them at different banks, and then figure out what is the bare bones cost to run your house and run your business. So like on the business end, it's if no jobs come in. What is your insurance, your liability insurance, truck insurance, anything like that. Add up 3 months worth for the business and your house, and get that put in the bank where you're not going to touch it. You don't need to touch it. It's what I did, and that's what pretty much kept us afloat, because like I said, we ran into that season shift, and I wasn't making enough money to cover everything, but I had a savings account. And then, like I told my wife all the time, if we make it through the first year, knock on wood, but I think we'll make it through everything. We started in 2019, so in the when was it? Fall 2019, yep, we saw our season shift, work slowed down. Early winter, our truck got totaled, and then we ran right into COVID. So, and we were all mobile starting out. We didn't have a shop. We didn't even have a house yet. So, first our work slowed down, and then we were out, and like I tell this people all the time, like, be weary of like going out and doing a job you're not going to make hardly any money at. I had took a job where it was going to pay $2,000, and it was going to pretty much cost $1,800 to do. But I was going to make, $200 and get my name out there. And on the way home from that job, I had a guy swerve out in front of me and hit me head on, totaled my truck, had to get it towed that day. Of course, the insurance isn't going to pay for that. I had to pay for that. So that $200 that I had made on the job turned into a $350 towing expense. I did get it back from the insurance later, but it was a big headache because the guy wasn't insured, and we were starting COVID times, and nobody knew what to do, and yada yada yada. So yeah, it took us like 4 months to get our truck figured out to the point where I hooked it to a tree with a come along and just pulled all the dents forward. Fixed, put a tire on it, and just kept going to work driving a smashed up truck. And then when the trouble we were having was finding someone to quote for the damage. And then finally what happened was we found someone to quote it. They gave us the quote, and then I said, okay, insurance is good, we want you to do it, and they were months out. And I told my insurance guy, like, can I just do it myself? And they gave me the green light. Can't remember, there was some things we had to do, but they gave me the green light. I did it myself and got back on the road. But things you don't expect happen. Other people make mistakes, stuff like that. So, yeah. But yeah, and then, so 4, get your emergency fund put aside. 5 is move out on your own, quit your day job, quit your part-time job, transition into working for yourself full-time, and work a minimum of 40 hours a week, either in or on your business. So what that means is if you only have one job and it takes you 20 hours that week, you have to work on your business for another 20 hours that week, whether it's cleaning the truck, organizing tools, doing client research, marketing, whatever it ends up being. You need to fill that other 20 hours with something productive, which in the start pretty much means go out, shake hands, meet customers, and then you'll get to a point where you don't need to do that anymore because customers just keep calling. And you'll always need to do it, but then it won't be as easy to do. You'll have to try to find time to do it. So, who thinks they're going to win this giveaway? Who's excited for it? I'm excited for it. I'm excited to do the drawing. I think the thing I'm most excited for is, and I don't know why this is interesting to me, but I want to know 3 things. I want to know who's going to get it, who's going to win it, where they're from, and what they do. Are they a hobby guy? Did they enter it just to enter it? Are they going to re-gift it? Are they going to sell it? Are they going to use it for their shop? Do they own a business? I think that's what I'm curious for. So tell me what you're going to do with it if and when you win it. One more holiday to go. We got Christmas. Well, no, then we have New Year's. We still have my birthday, so it's like just a busy time. And then how's everyone like doing the live in the office instead of in the shop? Like I said, I was kind of already out and about, so I thought, why go out to the shop? What's the point? Fun fact, made in the USA. So that's cool. And they are $8 each. I got you 10 blades, so $80 in blades. Isn't that fun? So 24 teeth up to 1/8 metal. Yep, farm. Hey, what do you farm? Are you a crop farmer or beef, cattle, dairy? I'm always interested to know. I've always had an interest in farming. It's my retirement plan, so I'm always interested to hear what people are farming. What area are you from there, Jack? Crops and dairy goats. Oh, it tells me right here. Teeth per inch, 10-14. So your 10-14 is for 1/4 inch and larger. Southern Wisconsin. We did a job in Wisconsin this year. And then this one, yeah, it's 18 teeth. So and that's why I did it. So the 18 teeth, it's what they recommend for 3/32 to 1/4 inch material, and the 10-14s are 1/4 inch and larger. I actually normally run 14 in mine. Yeah. But cool. Dairy goats. How many dairy goats do you have, Jack? We had goats for a while. Actually, we've had goats off and on for like my entire life. When I was a kid, we had like just a couple random dairy goats, pets pretty much. I think maybe one of my sisters milked them. Then when I was a little older, we were working on a farm and we had boar goats. We had probably 50 of them maybe. Raised babies and then sold the babies off for meat. And then when I was milking 175, whoo, that's a lot of tit pulling. Do you you don't hand milk all of them? You milking them with a machine, must be. And then what crops do you do? Are the crops you do what feed your goats, or do you just do like corn and soybeans? Anyways, then got this weird glare like right in the middle of my screen. I think it's the light. There, that's better. And then lost my train of thought, but I'll get it back. They always come back. Oh yeah, and then we did Nubian goats, which I think it was Nubians, a meat dairy cross, and yeah, raised babies, sold them like 4-H, and then whatever didn't sell, ship them off to the meat or somebody who wanted to, have a dairy goat and all that stuff, which it was always fun. I liked them because they're fun to watch. They're kind of funny, and then they're easy. Yeah, hay and corn, nice. I like that. I like having the smaller animal. You don't need as much ground. I like that. I want to do. I want to get beef for our place, and then buy some hay ground. We just fixed up a 1955 860 Ford tractor. In fact, probably tomorrow night I'll go put the head on it. No, I won't. Tomorrow I will go seat the valves, probably. Pull them, clean them up, and then seat them. Then maybe if we get it done, put the head on. I don't know. I do it after work, so it's a couple hours here, a couple hours there. But then once the head on, then the motor can go in. I do have to get a spindle, a front shaft for it to drive the PTO for the loader. It's a 860 Ford tractor. I don't like this either. There. We're just gonna, I don't know if you guys can see that. Damn glare or not, but yeah, it's an 860 Ford tractor. I think it's like a 1955 or something. No power steering, which I might look into changing that soon, but it's got a Kelly loader on it, and when it gets done, we're gonna swap the ends on the Kelly loader and make it a quick attach. So any skid steer attachment or anything like that, we can just hook up right to it and be good to go. So yeah, when I was a kid, my dad farmed. We had horses and we did a lot of hay, and he baled all the hay with a Minneapolis Moline M670 tractor. In fact, I put it away. I just found a picture of my the farms. Things are going good. Things are going great. Hope things are going good with you guys. But yeah, so I mean, we had all sorts of tractors. We had Internationals, we had John Deere's, we had Minneapolis Molines, Olivers, Allis-Chalmers. We didn't actually, the only tractor I don't really remember us ever having on the farm were, I don't think we ever had a Massey Ferguson, and I don't think we ever had a Ford. I think those were the two popular. My dad had I think it was before I was born. He might have got rid of it before I was born. A little Kubota tractor. I think it was a 4-wheel drive tractor that he got rid of, and then we got my grandpa's John Deere 2010, I think, because that had a loader on it. No, we had our International first. I can't remember what model it was, but we had a little International that was 4-wheel drive loader. God, such a nice tractor to have around. And we had skid steers, and we had a 1945, 40 something Ford, like 3/4 ton or 1 ton, that had military axles on it. The steering linkage turned around, and it had a forklift boom on the end of it. It was kind of cool. My dad would fabric cobble stuff together, and we had a school bus, an old school bus. We had 8 kids, and we all had to move hay. So there was my dad, my mom, and then 6, 7, 8 of us kids, depending on who was there, who wasn't off to college. Anyways, had to get us all to the hay fields to throw hay and then back home to unload it. And so my dad bought a school bus, kept 5 rows of seats, cut the rest of the bus off, made a big flatbed on it, and we would haul 2 trailers behind it. We would haul a gooseneck full of hay, and then a tag trailer, bumper pull off the gooseneck with more hay on it, and that homemade forklift. And I always thought we had to look like the biggest rednecks. And I remember going to school and people talking, "Hey, anyone else see that school bus hauling around that homemade forklift hauling hay all summer?" And it's just kind of like, yeah, I did see them guys. Yeah, who are they? But it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I've thought about doing that for a steel truck. Not anytime soon, but you look 10 years whenever we get into a new facility. I also want to do welding supply sales and steel sales. And I thought, well, we should do a steel delivery truck. And I thought, well, it would be kind of funny to kind of like as a throwback to the to what my dad did with the school bus, was just buy a school bus and chop it, make it look kind of cool, and make it our steel delivery truck. But I don't know. We'll see. Probably just buy a truck that looks good. That way we're not dinking around looking like goofballs. when we're trying to look professional. What's your guys' drink of choice when you're out working? I like iced tea or hot tea and water. But I have been hooked on the pop like this past 6 months. And I can't. For a while I wasn't even using any decaf or any caffeine, and then I would need it and I'd stop and I'd get a pop because I don't like coffee. And and then I just got hooked on it. So now I gotta get off the stuff. But yeah. I knew a guy who would mix Red Bull with his coffee, and gosh, that just seemed like a heart attack waiting to happen. That just seemed like a lot. Okay, we'll stay on here for a few more minutes, and then I'm gonna hop off and go enjoy my evening. It's almost 9 o'clock, so if you guys got any questions, now'd be a good time to ask. If you want to win the giveaway, the Hercules corded bandsaw, you get the corded bandsaw, the hard case, 10 bandsaw blades, you get an Anson's merch cup, a hat, and 10 stickers. Yeah, I think that's all the stuff. Go to my channel, find the video that tells you how to win a free corded bandsaw. There's the keyword Hercules. Put that in the comment section below of that video, not this video, of that video. That will enter you to win, and you have to be a subscriber to my YouTube channel. And we'll be drawing December 7th. Right now, we probably hit 60 people entered. Not a ton for what it is. So you got pretty good odds, pretty good odds. 1 in 60 for, it's like $180 saw, $80 in blades, and then, probably another $50 in the merch. I'm just saying, that's a pretty good deal. And then I cover shipping anywhere in the lower 48. And and then if you're in Alaska or Hawaii or Canada or Mexico or Australia, whatever, if you happen to win, we'll try to work out whatever's best for shipping, that doesn't cost us each an arm and a leg. If something happens and like someone from Australia wins it and we just can't work out how to get it there, we'll just redraw. So yeah, okay, cool. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for this one. We'll probably do a format video tomorrow along with some shorts. I get to be in the shop. Yes. With the heat, don't have to worry about the cold. Need to finish the shop because it's only got half insulation right now, which sucks, but we'll get the shop finished. And then yeah, so anyways, guys, thanks for hanging out with me for an hour. Stay warm out there, drive safe, and we'll see you on the next video.